guys, Zach here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over the MAWL replica from Gokugear. Now, right out of the gate, what is my relationship with this company? Several months ago, I reached out to this company asking for them to send me one of these products so I could review it. And I never heard anything back, so I just went ahead and purchased this with my own money. And then a few weeks after I purchased it, they said that they had just been swamped and finally got around to reading my email and actually said if I were to do a YouTube review, they would send me my money back. But I'm under no obligation to say anything positive. In fact, I did ask them, clarified that I will be saying negative things about their product, and they said that's fine. But this review is going to be kind of interesting because it's going to be from two different perspectives. One from if you're going to put this on a real steel firearm, or if you're going to use this as an airsoft toy. Because depending on which use case, it's going to depend on whether or not you actually want to buy this product. Because there are, I would say if you're going to want to put this on a real steel firearm, spoiler alert, this is just a hard pass. And I'll get into that in a minute. So thanks for tuning in. Let's get into it. So I'll keep this short and sweet. This is my 14.5 pin and weld build with an adjustable gas block and a BCM Mark II buffer. I say all that to say the recoil impulse is really soft. So if there's going to be a 5.56 rifle out there that this thing can hold zero on, this is the one. Here's my ACOG reticle. Here is where I lined the laser up at 100 yards. And after shooting exactly this much ammunition, this is where the laser ended up. So I think it's fair enough to say that this thing is not up to the task with holding zero on a real steel firearm. So we'll move on to the airsoft perspective. I'm gonna go ahead and get the cons out of the way real quick. So I ordered an FDE version and it came in black. Not a super huge deal. Gokugear said I could send it back, get my money back, and I would have just bought an FDE version. There was a couple scratches on it, which again, if you're playing airsoft, not a big deal. It's gonna get scratched up anyway, but this was a new product. Just thought I would mention it. The other thing is that on the real MAWL, these have detents, and on the Gokugear, this is just free spinning. So if you're actually gonna use this in the dark, there's no way to know except to kind of guess where it's at. So this would have been a huge deal breaker for a real steel laser aiming module. If you're using it in airsoft, that's kind of going to be up to you whether or not that's a big deal breaker. So that's pretty much it for the cons. Let's switch gears just a little bit and talk about the pros of this item. So again, if you're only going to use this in milsim, airsoft, things like that, this item is actually really well made to look exactly like the real MAWL. I would be willing to bet that you could pass this thing off as the real deal. The attention to detail, the markings, the rubber, just all of the details have been done really well. The little slidey cap works. So if you're going to use this for airsoft purposes, or if you have a MAWL and you want to put one of these on your airsoft rifle to train with it, this is going to be a pretty good choice. I think the green laser is eye safe, but don't quote me on that. It's not super overpowered like some of the other Chinese laser aiming modules. Comes with a couple different switching options, so no matter if you're running a Picatinny rail or an M-LOK rail, no matter where you want to put it, you should be covered there. Comes with a little laser adjustment tool, so you can get your zero dialed in on your airsoft rifle. So as far as from a replica standpoint, the details are done really well. So I will commend Gokugear on that. And if you can swallow the $450 price tag, if all you're going for is something that functions on an airsoft rifle and looks the part, this is absolutely going to be one of the best products on the market for that. Quick function test, just like the real thing, the two buttons have different power levels. So this one is the low power, and then this guy is the high power. As you can tell, it's a little bit brighter. You can double tap either one of them to get it to stay constant on. Now, indoors, you can see the low power fine. Outdoors, you're gonna have to use the high power, especially in full daylight. If it's darker, you might get away with one or the other. But I was able to see the high power out to about 50 yards or so. When I moved out to about 100 yards, I had to look through my ACOG to be able to see the actual dot because it was just getting so dim at that distance. All right, so we are in the backyard at night. You can see there's some street light spillover right here. This is the Gen 3 PVS 14 White Phos. I'm just going to go through a couple of the settings here with the MAWL. So the first setting is the IR laser, and then the B setting is the IR with the flood. That's on the low. And then if I move it up, that's the setting with the illuminator, and that's the high. These are the two high settings, so that's with the illuminator. And then I'll show you the setting. So again, here is the high settings. Really bright. Here's the medium settings. And the low setting. So in conclusion, thanks again to Gokugear for helping making this video happen. Who is this product for? If you're a serious airsofter or milsimmer, or heck, if you just have one of those 22 conversion bolts that you want to put this on your AR and use it for practice shooting at night, this is absolutely great for that. It looks the part, it feels the part. The green laser is a little bit underpowered, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. The IR performance is there. It's on par with any of the Somo gear or invisible sight, stuff like that. You have all those ergonomics that you can practice if you have a real life MAWL and you don't want to switch it back and forth between your practice rifle and your real rifle. But if you're going to try and put this on a real steel firearm, I would say it's a pass. Otherwise, this is a great little laser to have in the arsenal. Thanks again, guys, for watching. I'll see you in the next one.